Oh, what a show, what a show, what a show. Now, listen, I know I promised you guys the new opening titles today, okay? But I can't do them today because there was a little change in the scheduling. I had an unexpected buddy show up, and we laid down a podcast, very funny podcast, with my stand-up comedy buddy, Cort McCown, who is just hilarious. We work together a lot. We've been buddies for a long time, and so he dropped in. And today we're talking about all kinds of things, from crazy, creepy, crawly critters to dating to what else? We're going to play Too Soon or Not Too Soon, the Harland Highway game that we like to play. We're going to be talking about Instagram and Twitter and girls with goofy body parts and just really crazy stuff. And we're going to play some of Cort's stand-up comedy. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a bit for you right out of the gate here, and then we'll drop into the show. This will be the last time you'll be hearing the title sequence that we've been using. As I said, it got moved, so it'll be the next podcast you'll hear the brand new titles. So hope you enjoy this special edition of the Harland Highway podcast. Let's start it off with Cort McCown doing a bit from his hilarious stand-up comedy album, and then we'll jump right into the show on the Harland Highway.
I used to drink like that. That's how I know. I just got 13 years clean and sober, you guys. 13 years. Don't applaud. I'm unhappy. I miss it. I'll be honest. I miss it, man. I do. But it's like, but I can't do it. I can't. I'm a blackout drinker. Yeah, some of you people know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I miss some big things. Like the 90s. You know what I'm saying? I just heard this band Pearl Jam last week. Check them out. They're going places, people. But I don't miss the booze as much, man. I miss smoking weed. I do. I miss smoking weed. And I'm jealous now because it's legal now. You guys you get little cards, like you go to the doctor, you stub your toe, and he's like, smoke some weed, you'll feel better about that, you know? We didn't have that, man. You guys, I was watching a special on 60 Minutes. I was just fucking drooling watching this thing. They're walking in this store, it's like stuff's in glass jars on shelves. It's got a sweat, it looked like a fucking wine tasting. People are walking in going, oh, I'll sample some of that kush. I used to have to meet a guy named Julio in the Jack in the Box parking lot. At 11:30 at night, I'm sitting there paranoid. And he rides up on a stolen bicycle, pulls a sweaty bag out of his ass crack and drops it in the window. If you got your card, go fuck yourself. That's all I'm saying.
Sit down, strap in, and tighten your diaper.
Come here, baby.
You're about to go down the Harland Highway.
No! I didn't bargain for this. Oh, yes, you did. Chicka chow mein, baby. And the creature from outer space. Please don't stop. I got a mean and ugly face. Magnificent performance.
This is the Harland Highway.
I hate you.
Well, that's the way it goes.
What do you say we get down to business?
Hey everybody, this is Harland Williams. You're rolling down the Harland Highway, and oh my God, what a show. What a great summer fest, crab fest, lobster fest show we have. I have a very special guest today. He's going to be here all show, all however long it takes, 30 minutes, 100 minutes, I don't know. Great friend of mine, great comedian, actor, all around everything. podcaster. He does it all. He's here with us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Cort McCown.
Oh, Harland Williams. How are you, buddy?
How are you, bud?
I'm good.
You're very summery. You got the shorts, the shoes with no socks. Me too.
Yeah, well, I played golf this morning.
Oh, you did. People don't know about you that you're like a golfer. You play with like really big names. You introduced me to
Ricky Fowler and Brooks Koepka, who just won the U.S. Open a few weeks ago.
You introduced me to them one night, and I don't know anything about golf, and they were like, hey, can we get a picture with you, Harlan? And I was like, yeah, wait a few minutes. I was busy doing something. And then you tell me afterwards, you're like, these are like two of the biggest golfers in the world.
Yeah.
And then remember this? He took a picture with me and you, tweeted it, and then my Twitter blew up bigger than it's ever blown up in my life.
Remember, we were driving back to the hotel, and we had to turn our notifications off because every, 2 seconds, there was another notification. He comes down. Whenever I headline La Jolla Comedy Store, I do it the weekend of the PGA Tour event.
Oh, okay.
And he always comes to the show. And so
Ricky
Fowler always comes to the show.
And by the way, just let me clarify, you just dropped a little nugget. We were driving back to the hotel. That was me and Cort were doing a comedy gig in Florida, and we were driving back to the hotel to our respective rooms. We don't sleep together anymore, do we?
Not anymore.
I know, so I just wanted to clear that.
Not since that big Twitter thing that happened in Florida. But no, Ricky comes down to the shows, and he'll do an Instagram photo, and he'll tweet it out, or he'll put it out on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, within 30 minutes, he'll have 800,000 likes.
God.
And I just can't imagine what that's like. I just can't imagine.
That happened to me recently. I was warming up for the Caramel Corn the Pug special.
Oh.
That you helped me with, and I was working on putting on the mask and working on the Caramel Corn character at the Comedy Store one night, and I was in the green room in the back all alone with Joe Rogan. We were in there for about 15 minutes. There was no one back. The show hadn't started yet, and we were just shooting the breeze. Joe was talking, I was talking. And then I had the Caramel Corn Pug mask in a bag, and while he was just kind of talking and looking at his phone, I put the mask on without saying anything. And then he turned around out of the blue and was like, whoa, what the? All of a sudden there was a 6'2" pug standing there. So Joe took a picture of it, put it on his Instagram, and I got 2,000 new followers that night.
Yeah.
And it amazes me the power some of these real popular social media people have.
Well, Joe Rogan's probably one of the biggest. He has literally, he's the number one, I think he's the number one podcast in the country.
I'm sorry, who is?
Harland Williams is.
I was just about not going to go back to the hotel with you after this podcast because of that.
I thought we were going skinny dipping.
No, but he's huge. He's huge. Someone, I don't know if it was you or someone told me, and I can't verify these numbers, but someone told me that he makes literally millions of dollars a year from his advertisers on his podcast.
That's what I've heard.
Millions.
I've heard someone else told me that he makes a significant amount of money on his podcast.
Funny.
But he has a 3.5-hour podcast almost whatever it is.
And he gets something like 1 million something listeners
I think
podcast,
he gets like 4 or 5 million downloads an episode.
Oh my God. This coming, my podcast, I've never had a sponsor or an advertiser, and I don't even want to say how many downloads. I do okay, but nowhere near what he gets. It's crazy.
You're close, though.
Yeah, I'm close. I'm just 2 or 3 behind.
Yeah. You're just, you got that 2,000 that just bumped you up. You're almost there, buddy.
Yeah, the 2,000 listeners I now have are the ones that followed me on Instagram the night Rogan boosted me. Before we go any further, you have an event coming up. Most people wait till the end of the show to plug an event. I want to make sure we get your event.
I am actually,
out
now. I'm really excited because I'm going and I can really use all the fan support. I'm going to be in Reno, Nevada, at the Reno Tahoe Comedy Club.
Okay.
And it's downtown, and it's Reno Tahoe Comedy's what it's called.
What day?
August 3rd through the 5th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. And it's the same weekend as the PGA Tour event in Reno. So there'll be, if you're a golf fan, if you're not a golf fan and you just like nice polo shirts, come to the show. There'll be a lot of golfers there. It'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a blast.
Good.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's my first time at this club, so.
Is it a new club?
It's not a new club. It's been around a little while. They get some good people. Chris Farley's coming, I think, up there this weekend. Or not Chris Farley.
That would be really. That's a pretty good club if they can get Chris Farley.
But what's his?
Wow. How about John Belushi? Is he doing? Is he opening?
No, but Robin Williams might do a pop-in.
That is a good club.
Robin Williams and Pryor are going to do pop-ins. No, but
Hearing Dead.
But his brother,
Farley's brother.
Farley's brother.
Yeah.
Damn it, that's just not right. That's not right to say that. But he's a nice guy and he's a good comic. But so I'll be there August 3rd through the 5th, Reno Tahoe Comedy. You can go to my Instagram and see the comedy club or Twitter or whatever whatever your
and
desire.
You might get 2,000 extra hits on your own Instagram if you go to Cort.
I mean, I'm telling you.
Well, good, buddy. We'll remind people at the end of the show about that.
I appreciate
because
that.
we want to fill that sucker up. But for now, let's jump into this podcast.
Let's
Enough of the golf and pleasantry and late night hotel talk. Let's get right to your interview here.
Uh-oh. I mean, this is an interview.
Yeah, what we just did is the pre-interview.
Okay.
That was me just seeing if you were kind of ready and, if your vocal skills were good.
Can I just say to begin with that you make your guests very comfortable, and in the fact that I feel like I'm in a more comfortable chair than you are.
You are.
I am.
And Roger, by the way, thank you for that, Roger. You can see Roger through the glass. He's my producer. Say hi to Cort, Roger.
Hey,
there he is. Yeah.
He looks like a cactus to me.
Yeah, he needs his shave. Let's go.
Okay.
My first question, bro. What is the most hated feature on a girl for you? I mean, everyone's always, are you a T&A guy? Those are the good features, but I want to know what the most hated feature is. What is it on a girl that just makes you go, ooh, like you don't like?
I don't like really weird, like goofy hands or feet.
Goofy hands or feet?
Yeah.
Like a clown or something?
Well,
like,
I mean, like, have you ever seen like you ever seen a girl that has like really long toes or something?
Yeah, okay.
It's like, ugh, and God bless you if you got long toes. You didn't choose to have long toes, but sock it. Sock it if you got them. Put a sock on, maybe a boot or something.
Even when you're in bed.
Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, but hide them. Hide them. Or like,
are you talking like toes that could like open a pickle jar like really long, or pick up a fire log and put it in the fire?
Exactly.
And stuff?
Yeah, something that like hangs over a sandal.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, like
like they grip the front edge of the sandal.
And actually, it's not bad. It's not bad if they're not, because girls like that should never wear high heels.
Yeah.
Because if they do, then their toes get all jacked up, and then they got corns and stuff all over.
Oh God.
And then you got these like jacked up feet, and it's like, and that's just something I just can't.
That'd be weird if you're wearing heels because your foot's up at an angle.
Yeah.
If your toes went over the end, you could technically step on your own toes.
Exactly.
If they hung over too far.
100%.
And long fingers too.
Or really short, like
nublins,
nublins, or like women should have nice hands.
They should, yes.
They should have nice.
And what
hands.
should we do with the ones that don't? Should they be executed, or what
Just
do we need
get
to
them
do
hooks.
with them? Get some hooks.
Get some hooks.
Now, have you been? It's obviously you've been out. We won't mention any names, but have you been out with some girls with nublins or monkey feet?
I went out with a girl once that had nubby hands, and monkey feet.
All together?
Yeah, she had like long, like it was really weird. Like it was just this weird looking thing, and
so it was like God was like, "I'll give you long toes, but I'm going to have to take the extra meat from your fingers."
I think so. I don't know what it was.
So it's like, or maybe she got her toes stretched, and when her toes got pulled, her fingers sucked backwards.
I don't know. It was odd.
Ooh.
But I've only been like, I mean, that's the foot thing is a big. The foot thing's much more than the hand thing to me.
Really?
Yeah, I just it's
It just like grosses you out.
It does.
Like, it's a turnoff.
It's a turnoff.
You could like see a chick in a bikini. She's hot, and you're like, oh man, I'd like to get with her. And then you look down and see like, orangutan toes, and you're like, oh well, pass.
Or just feet that look like they've just like hammer toes.
What's a hammer toe?
They just got corns all over them. They look like they've just been,
What is a corn?
A corn's like a bunion or like a,
It's like a giant bump?
Yeah, like a giant bump.
I don't know if I've ever seen a girl with a corn.
Yeah, dude, they're there. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Can you butter them or anything?
I don't think you can butter them, buddy.
Okay, that was that might be one of the funniest things you've ever said, dude. I don't know why it just made me laugh. What did you say? Goofy hands and feet.
Yeah.
I don't know why that makes me laugh. Just goofy, like somehow God gave her clown parts or something.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Good answer. What is your most icky moment with a bug, a spider, a rodent? Like everybody's had that moment where, and whether you're afraid of them or not, like there's certain times I've had moments where a spider's crawled on me in my sleep and stuff like what's your ultimate icky moment?
I was in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I was living in this old house. It was like this 200-year-old house.
Wow.
Great adobe house. A friend of mine was like a costume designer at the Santa Fe Opera. This girl Donna, she was really cool.
What was her name?
Donna.
Okay.
She was great. She was like a costume. She was a costume designer for Robert Altman, and she did a lot of movies and stuff. But,
long toes or short?
Short toes.
Okay.
Short toes.
Yeah.
Just a good friend.
Okay.
And Donna and I shared a house, and I was staying there I stayed there for like 6 months. I was just kind of like wanted to get out of L.A. and I went to Santa Fe, ended up staying there for a while.
Beautiful.
And so I had a futon, in my bedroom, and it was on the ground.
Oh boy! Can I say it? I don't know the answer, but I know New Mexico's like scorpion and tarantula territory. But
yeah,
keep going.
So one night I was there, and I was asleep. I was kind of sound asleep, and I kind of felt something on my foot, and I kind of felt something on my foot, and I didn't know what it was, and I.
What if it was Donna's long toes grabbing?
Well, she didn't
trying
have
to hold
long
hands.
toes, but that would have been worse.
Yeah. Okay, so something's on your foot.
Something's on my foot, so I kind of just slapped the blanket, and then I pull the blankets back, and it's like about it's about 18-inch long centipede.
Come on.
Black centipede. Like just
black.
long, long centipede. It was like laying there upside down, and it freaked me out,
Whoa.
So I go to get something to scoop it up to throw it away. I think I killed it,
Yeah.
And I go to scoop something up. It flips over and runs underneath my pillow.
Oh, damn.
Runs up to the bed underneath my pillow.
Damn.
I searched for that thing for an hour and a half. Couldn't find it anywhere.
Oh, no.
Couldn't sleep.
Yeah, you can't sleep after a 16-inch black centipede.
Couldn't sleep all night.
Probably couldn't even slap the blanket after that.
Couldn't slap the blanket. And the next day, I went to Home Depot, got some cinder blocks and plywood, and put that bed about 4 feet off the ground.
Dude, they have like 180 legs they can climb.
Well, but they won't go up. They couldn't have gone up. They couldn't have gone underneath and upside down across the plywood.
Wow. Did you ever see it again?
Never saw it again. Freaked me out. Man, freaked me out.
And those big ones, too, and it was probably like yay thick.
Yeah, it was like it was almost an inch wide, and it was at least 12 inches long. I'm
a nature show guy, so I know that those centipedes have poison in them, and they actually attack small mice, and they'll actually attack scorpions. They're very aggressive. They're aggressive hunters. I've seen them go after a mouse. Imagine an insect eating a mammal.
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't talk to you after that incident because it freaked. And I literally put that bed. I greased the bottom of the plywood before I put it on the things. So
you slapped the blanket and you greased the plywood.
Yep.
Wow, dude,
Slap
you were
the blanket,
busy in that
grease
bedroom.
the wood. Yeah.
Wow, you were busy in that room. Well, it's crazy because all I can think about is where the hell did it go?
Well,
because if you turned on the lights right after you saw it,
yeah.
and it doesn't sound like you had a ton of furniture in that room.
No, but I think what it did was because I lived in this really old house, and I think it went through the crack, one of the cracks in the wall,
yeah.
in the walls, or down on the thing. I mean, I literally shook out all the blankets, pulled the bed up, took the bed, put it in the other room while I searched through, and just.
Could Donna hear all this through the
Donna
wall? Like,
was
did
out
she
of-
think
she
you were
was never-
slapping the blanket?
No, she was never. What's funny is I was there for 6 months, and she was there for like 3 days of the entire 6 months I was there.
Why?
She was working on a movie out of town.
Wow. I wonder if she thought this is just a scenario.
Go right
and
ahead.
you can ask her.
Go ahead.
Maybe someone overstayed their welcome, and maybe Donna didn't know how to politely say, hey, Cordy, it's maybe time you headed back to L.A. Maybe Donna, in the middle of the night, opened a little jar and let Mr. Crawley, the black tarantula wasp, or whatever the hell it was, into your room.
You would think that would be the case, but actually she was very sad to see me go because I was paying the rent while she wasn't there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like she's in the entertainment. Probably a bit of an actress.
No, not at all.
Did she act sad or?
No.
Okay.
No.
There weren't any little. There weren't 120 little footprints on her cosmetic counter in the dust or anything.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a great story, dude.
Thank you, sir.
Wow, I didn't expect I thought maybe a spider or a cockroach. I did not expect a giant centipede.
I mean, I could tell you the other one when I did mushrooms and saw cockroaches in the cabinets, but we'll save that for another podcast.
We'll save that for another night, buddy. Oh my God. This is a quickie.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is just a quickie answer. And you can pick the answer here. See if just a quickie. If you were to stare into a full eclipse of the sun while driving an 18-wheeler Walmart truck, would you kill A, no people, B, between 10 and 40 people, C, as many people as who live in southern Cambodia? It's a quickie.
I know, but I'm weighing those Cambodians right now. Do they play golf?
Some do, but they play with sticks. They don't have good clubs.
But do they play on the same golf courses I play on?
No.
Oh. That changes my answer.
Okay. That leaves
I'm going to
you with
go none.
no people.
No people.
Okay.
I don't want to
Interesting.
kill people.
What turns Cort McCown off on a first date? You're on a first date, and you're thinking, oh, I met this gorgeous chick. Here we go. This could be the dream girl. You get out to a nice dinner, a ball game, wherever you go, and she does that one thing where you just like, deal breaker, did not need to see that.
Talks about her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, right.
Talks about the ex-boyfriend.
And a lot, right?
And just enough for you to go, you're not over this guy. This is a waste of my time.
Oh, that's so annoying, too.
Or the other one is that's...
But before you go to the next one, let me ask you this. If she leads into talking about the boyfriend, does that kind of pull you into talking about the ex-girlfriend?
No.
Or do you just let the air out of her balloon? Like just keep
I
rambling?
try to change the subject immediately.
And if they bring it back, you're like, this ain't happening.
Check, please.
Really?
Yeah.
And you make her pay?
Of course.
Okay.
No, I don't make her pay, but...
There should be an official rule. If they talk about the boyfriend, you bill the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend.
There's so many red flags nowadays that you can kind of pick up on.
Yeah.
Let's say I went to dinner with this girl, and I called her up and said I made reservations at an Italian place.
Yeah.
And instead of her going, oh, thank you, that sounds great, I'm looking forward to dinner, she was like, she named a very nice, expensive, high-end Italian place. And she goes, is it this place? And I go, no, it's this place. And she's like, oh.
She doesn't like the Olive Garden.
Well, it was Applebee's, if you consider that Italian.
No, I hear you, dude. I've done that where I've a first date, and I'm like, anywhere you'd like to go? We'll grab drinks, we'll grab dinner, and they're like, oh yeah, let's go to Morton's.
Yeah,
and then they
Mastro's.
joke.
Yeah.
They go, I know it's expensive, but I'm worth it. Chuckle, LOL. And I'm like, I don't know what you're worth or what you're not worth, but I ain't taking you there.
No,
honey.
Send me a pic.
Yeah, really. You know what I mean?
Is it really worth it? Let's see.
But that's the thing. You're running the gamble of, let's say you do go, oh, wow, okay, I'll take her out for a $300 dinner at Morton's or Maestro's. And then you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh, this is great. And she starts talking about the ex-boyfriend.
Right.
And you're like, what have I just walked into?
Well, I don't even know that it's like it's not even really about the money part of it as much as it's about the like, what is this the kind of person? Like, I don't like that kind of person. I want someone that's just as comfortable going to Wahoo's Fish Tacos as they are going to Mastro's. So if we're getting to know each other on a first date,
it shouldn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
It's all about looking in the eyes, feeling the vibe, seeing if you click, and then if you feel good about that person, then you maybe up the ante and go somewhere else. That's a good one, man. I totally agree with you on that one.
And they can't dislike Mexican food. If they dislike Mexican food,
you love Mexican food?
I love Mexican food.
I didn't know this.
Oh yeah, love Mexican
How come?
food. I just think it's great food.
See, I like Mexican food, but my issue is I find like whether I order a gordita or a flotada or a bandito or a
bonzilla,
I feel like I'm getting a flat thing with gooey beans, melted cheese, and rice and sour cream. Like no matter what they call it, it always feels like I'm kind of getting the same thing. Just
you're
a
going to
different name.
the wrong Mexican restaurants. That's why, because there are some, especially in this town, way more so in this town than in any town I've ever been in. Maybe unless you're in Texas or somewhere where there's or it is. There are places here. There's a place on Beverly, and I don't even know the name of it. I think it's called Mercado, maybe. But
didn't I just say that?
Wasn't
that one of the dishes I said?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But it's like everything is a la carte. So and it's like $2.50 for 2 little tacos, or $2.50 for these shrimp tacos, and then there's guacamole, whatever it is. Everything's like a la carte. It's not that expensive. I think 2 people for dinner is like $40 or $50, and you bring your own booze in. You can bring in your own wine and beer, whatever.
You sure you're not at a picnic?
Dude, the food is so amazing.
I like this term a la carte because it's like really fancy. It's like French, a la, and then you get the carte, which to me always sounds like some guy, serving you a hot dog out of a wagon at the back of a football stadium. So
and sometimes
you got
very good hot dogs.
A la carte.
Yeah, a la
carte.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, okay. I didn't know you liked Mexican food. Interesting.
Love Mexican food.
Okay,
right.
cool. Well, I think we got to move on that.
All right.
As you know, Cort's a comedian. We're going to play a track from your latest album. What was it called? The Red?
Oh, Live from Pearl Street.
Live from Pearl Street. It's the cover's all red.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking red. So is it okay, right, if we play a track
Absolutely.
on the show? We'll play a track, but before we do that, comedians, stand-ups, we're always working on new bits. We're always on stage. That's why we go up during the week and we do like 10 or 15-minute spots at the local comedy club, because we have to work on new bits, and it's safe to say that all of us have new bits going all the time. So if you're okay with it, whether it's completely polished or it's a diamond in the rough, what's the latest bit, the newest, freshest bit? And of course, if you're working on it, it's not completely refined yet, but can you tell us your latest, newest bit?
The one I'm working on right now that's way unfinished, and I cannot find an ending for it. The opening is great.
All right, maybe we'll find it right now.
Yeah, the opening is, have you ever binge-watched Netflix? Everybody's watches it. I just binge-watched Netflix for 9 hours.
Yeah.
And 8.5 hours in, I was like, what a piece of crap show this is.
Yeah.
But I continued to watch it.
Right, right.
And I watched this show called The World's Toughest Prisons. And it's this guy, Paul Connolly, who's English. And this guy's like supposed to be this documentarian. And I've seen MSNBC Lockup, but I've seen some prison shows.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was expecting this to be like the world's toughest prisons. Like we're going to see like like yard fights. Maybe somebody gets shivved in the shower.
Some rapins.
Some shower rape. I was going to say shower rape, but I was trying to stay away from rape. But so I said shower shiv.
Oh, okay.
Shower shiv.
Shiv, okay.
Shiv, shower.
But if we're going to be real about prison, if you're watching a show called The World's
Toughest Prisons,
I think you got to throw some rape.
Shower rape. And but there was nothing. I mean, it was literally like an interview show of these prisons. And he actually goes
and they're English on top of it.
No, he's English.
Oh, okay.
He's English, but they went to like Danley Prison in Honduras.
Because I can't imagine like British prisoners like, yeah, like I punched him in the face and then like I beat him up.
Yeah.
And then like I murdered him and then we had like a cup of tea and I said, thanks for letting me murder you. Can I come back tomorrow and murder your mum?
Yeah. He's like, I'm in solitary because I called him a cunt.
Do you mind if I give you an old shower, rapins? Would you mind bending over, mate?
But this guy actually goes
to Honduras?
Honduras, to Danley Prison of Honduras, which when you...
Dan Lee.
When you walk in...
Was he a baseball player?
Not yet.
Okay.
But you go through the gate, and the last gate you go through, there's no more guards. The whole prison is run by the prisoners.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, but the guy walks in...
Sounds like Washington.
But this guy's he's got a PBS camera crew. So he's got like this huge camera with like a boom mic, and he's walking through the prison yard, and he's like, oh my God, why are they all looking at me? It's like, it's because you got a big camera, asshole.
Yeah.
The last time these guys saw a camera, it was tiny. And it was in the corner of a convenience store. And if they would have seen that camera, they probably wouldn't be in here to begin with.
True.
So he keeps going to all these prisons. And basically, he goes to 9 different prisons. He gets 9 different cavity searches, by the way.
Oh, that's why he did the show.
That's what I'm saying. I think he just did it for the cavity search.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So every time he goes in someplace, he's like, well, we're going to go in and they're going to have to search. It's like, of course they're going to search. You've got a new guy putting his hands up your ass, which is so obvious. But finally, and the only reason I watched the last half hour is he finally goes to this prison in Mexico, El Hondo prison.
Oh wow!
And,
great Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, and the
Mexican food.
Mexicans don't care about the camera.
Oh really?
They don't care about the camera.
Ooh.
So most of these guys are in there for the rest of their lives. And he literally goes into one of his bunks, and he's in the bunk, and evidently they wouldn't let the camera come into the bunk, wouldn't let the other guy be in there. So they're filming from, like, outside further away. You just hear his camera, like, underneath his shirt, and you hear him go, get me the fuck out of here.
Really? Whoa.
So, yeah, it was a little... El Hondo was no so good.
You know there was a black centipede in that bunk.
There was a black centipede in there, man. It was crazy.
Wow. So what's the part? Where's the ending that you're not finding?
I can't
the ending
find
for?
ending. I don't. I mean, that's it. But I just don't know if it's. I don't find it like the first line gets a great laugh, and the rest just kind of get.
I see. So you're looking for a way to tie together the whole. I don't know. Does the ending have to be on the binge watching element or the jail element?
I don't know. I gotta still. It's just one of those things where you just got to keep. And then the other thing I've been adding to it, because it's like, Netflix wants us to binge watch.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's your ending. It's like, binge watching takes a lot of time. So where a good place to binge watch is in fucking jail.
Yeah.
So I went out and robbed a store just so I could fucking get in a cell and binge watch for the next 3 years.
That's a possibility.
Or something.
I
don't know.
Like that. Yeah.
Just trying to help, bro.
I know. You're always
Please
trying to
don't
help.
put a black centipede in my bed.
My favorite thing when I was a kid, man, my favorite thing to do was go to the county fair, man. The county fair. It was so fucking cool. It was like when you're a kid, it's like our Disneyland. But like, I've been to Disneyland. Fuck Disneyland, man. I got kicked out of there for smoking weed, and it's a small world. I had no idea they had cameras in that place. I'm like packing a one-hitter, like, it's a small world. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. It's a ripoff anyway, man. If you've been, you spend like $500 at Disneyland. You leave there with a paper hat with ears, your name misspelled across the front. But the county fair was kind of a ripoff too, man. They used to promise you all that shit, man. You remember you used to walk down the Midway? You'd have your girl with you, you'd walk down the Midway, you see that great big panda bear tacked on the wall? You're never gonna win that panda bear. It's been there since 1962. You don't win that panda bear. I was like knocking over milk cartons. You sit there and knock over milk. I knocked over milk cartons for 45 minutes. I didn't miss one fucking milk carton. And I spent about $145. Did I get the panda bear? Fuck no. I got a ceramic Menudo piggy bank. But you gotta play the games, man. They're so much fun. There's one game I'm addicted to. It's a game where you sit on a stool, you grab a squirt gun, and you shoot it into a clown's mouth until the balloon pops. You know that game? I fucking love that game. I never win. I've never won at that game. Has anybody ever won at that game?
I'm good.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, all right? I never win. And I'm good. I sit down, I close that eye, I hit the back of that clown's throat like a Jenna Jameson video. I do. I just sit down, I don't even touch the lips. I'm just like, swallow that, you whore. Suck on that, suck on that. I'm focused. But then you'll see that balloon going up, man, and you're like, pop, you bitch, pop. You want that? That's a magic balloon. All right, you'll hear a pop. Look on the end. There's some retarded kid with a lazy eye going. Ah! Everybody's wet because this fucker's like drinking it, like fucking shooting everybody. But you gotta love that kid though, man. He's so happy. You ever seen that kid walking away with that framed picture of Alf, just fucking happy as shit, man? Gotta love him, man. But the fair's cool, man. The fair's cool. If you ever go to a county fair, do yourself a favor. Ride the rides. You gotta ride the rides. Because they will scare the fucking shit out of you, man. You go to Six Flags, Magic Mountain, man, you go on those rides, they spend millions of dollars building these things. They're like named after a superhero. You gotta be this tall or whatever it is. You gotta sign insurance forms, give blood, whatever it is. And then you sit down in these things, they put a cape and a mask on you. And they strap you in like you were gonna jump out of a goddamn airplane, right? And you take off like 200 miles an hour and you're like upside down going, fuck yeah, I'm not gonna die on this ride. Yeah. Ride the tilt-a-whirl at a county fair sometime. You got a 50-50 shot of getting out of there with one of your limbs missing, man. You know that? They put you in a rusty cup built in like 1812. There's no seatbelt. They just throw a string across you. You ever seen the guy that runs that ride? It's Billy Bob from Sling Blade. He's like, just get on, boy, just get on. You're like sitting there going, I'm gonna fucking die on this ride. There's one ride I was on, man. I will never forget this as long as I live. I was with this girl. I was about 13, 14 years old. I was with this girl. I can't remember the name of it. But you go stand in this thing, and the thing spins around and around and around. Gravitron, that's it. And the floor drops out, and you stick to the wall. Not that scary until the guy next to you throws up. I am on this thing. There's a chunk of a chorizo inching its way towards me. I'm screaming like a little girl, man. Stop the ride! And you can't move because you're stuck to the fucking wall. So I end up with this meat pillow behind my head. Tears coming down my face. Never saw that girl again. Never saw her again.
What's your favorite famous quote? Could be from a politician, could be from the Bible, could be from an asshole. But what's your, these, all the famous quotes like, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Like, do you have a favorite?
I think one of my favorites is from Blazing Saddles.
Oh, cool. I love that movie.
Cleavon Little, when he walks in and he goes, "Where are all the white women at?"
Why is that? Tell me why, though.
I just something about it was just one of those things when, I mean, I've seen Blazing Saddles probably 100 times. It's my favorite comedy. And just something about
Where
that.
are all the white women at?
Yeah, because he walks in and it's just,
Is he the lead guy, the lead black guy?
Yeah, he's the sheriff, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny you say that because there's a quote he did that's always stayed in my head. I haven't watched that movie as much as you. I've probably seen it like 4 times. But I always remember there's a scene where he's got all the townspeople around him.
Yeah.
And they're all waiting for him to do something. And he goes, "Excuse me while I whip this out." And he reaches into his pants. And all the women are like, "Oh!" And he pulls a letter out of his pants.
Yeah.
But I always remember, "Excuse me while I whip this out."
That is one of the all-time funniest scenes ever in a movie because it's where he's coming to become the sheriff of Rockridge.
Yeah.
And they have the welcome wagon out. They have the band playing. They have this big, sign that says "Welcome, Sheriff."
Yeah.
And then, the guy, "Yeah, what you doing there, boy?" Is on top
is
of
that guy Slim Pickens
It's
or
not
whatever?
Slim Pickens. It's another guy. But he's the town drunk is on top of the thing, and he comes riding up with Gucci saddlebags. And, and the whole thing, the horse, and he's dressed all the nines and everything. And he's, been made the sheriff. And this is, basically when, slaves had just been freed.
Yeah, right.
And so he rides up, and the guy's on top, and he's like, "The sheriff," and they got the band playing. He goes, "The sheriff is a," and the thing rings,
Yeah.
So they keep using the N-word, and they just keep doing it. And then when he rides up, everybody, the band stops, the sign goes up, and everything like that. And that's when he does they go, "Excuse me while I whip this out." And everyone's like, "Ah!"
Whatever happened to that actor? Like, I don't remember seeing him in any. Oh, right after that movie,
he died. He died of AIDS, actually. Believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't remember seeing him in another movie outside of Blazing Saddles.
He did. I want to say he did a TV series called 10 Speed and Brown Shoe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which was like,
Yikes.
Which was like, I know.
That might have killed him right there.
Well,
whenever you have a TV show with a goofy name like Turner and Hooch or BJ and the Bear or Sugar Mountain and Brown Shoe or whatever you said, that you might as well just jump off a cliff.
Yeah. He was, I mean, what's funny is that was supposed to be, Richard Pryor wanted to play that role.
Oh, really?
Well, Richard Pryor co-wrote the Blazing Saddles with Mel Brooks.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. So that was.
I wonder why he didn't play it. I guess
the studio didn't want him.
Studios. What does studios know?
Yeah, the studio didn't want him. Wouldn't allow him to do it. But he's credited as one of the writers of Blazing Saddles.
That's great. Well, that's a cool quote. It led to a lot more information that I did not know about. This is a yes or no.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Where are all the white women at?
This is a yes or no answer.
Oh, okay.
So yes or no.
I'm sorry. What?
Oh, wait. You got to wait for the question, Broseph.
Okay.
Whoa, bro. We know she sells seashells by the seashore, but does she also sell freshly squeezed pineapple juice by the seashore?
Yes.
Correct. All right. And that leads us to the end of the show where we play our game, our famous game that we play with all the Harland Highway guests, Too Soon or Not Too Soon. Have you played this game before?
I have not played this game.
So how it works is you have 2 answers, too soon or not too soon. But we always suggest that our players try to answer the question in the best, instead of just say too soon or not too soon, the more inflection like too soon. People say it like
absolutely,
or not too soon. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the more you put into your answer, it could be the difference. So you got 4 questions. Too soon or not too soon is the answer. Are you ready? Cort McCown to play Too Soon or Not Too Soon?
Not too soon.
Here we go. Question number 1 for Cort McCown. Proctologists are required to wear police issue body cams. Too soon or not too soon?
Too soon.
Correct. Cort McCown gets his first one right. Second question. Golden Corral buffets, which have an all-you-can-eat policy, now include you can eat the fattest person in the restaurant, too. Too soon or not too soon?
Not too soon.
Wrong. That is incorrect. The answer is too soon. That's all right. You're one for one. Let's go to question number 3. There's 2 more. Pelicans and seabirds that land in oil slicks and turn black should be lit on fire and used as torches by villagers who are chasing monsters. Too soon or not too soon?
Not too soon.
That is not correct.
What?
That is wrong.
Why?
Yes. You're down to your last question.
Damn it.
The best you can do is tie. You can lose or tie. Bathtub fart bubbles should be frozen and given to children at Halloween as a new candy called arse balls. True or too soon or not too soon?
Not too soon.
Wrong.
What?
Oh, Cort. You only got one.
You live in too perfect a world, my friend.
The key to this game is every answer is too soon. And you got 3 where you said not too soon.
Damn it.
Well, you got one. It was a valiant effort.
Damn it.
Cort, before we go, tell us once more about your gig in
August.
Reno.
Yeah, August 3rd through the 5th, Reno Tahoe Comedy Club. You can go to Cort McCown, CortMcCown. It's at Cort McCown on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of those.
Yes.
I'll have it all listed there where you can get tickets. And we'll even, if you mention the Harland Highway, I might even be able to comp a couple tickets for you. How about that?
Good deal. How about that? My Pavement Pounders special deals. And real quick, tell us where they can find your latest stand-up comedy album.
They can go to iTunes or they can go to allthingscomedy.com, and it's on their albums page.
And it's called once more?
Live from Pearl Street.
It is a great album. And is it cool as we go out, just after we say goodbye, can we play one more clip from
100%,
the album?
Absolutely.
Folks, you got to pick up this album. It is amazing. Cort recorded this live. It's just, it's fantastic. And then lastly, buddy, before we go, you have a podcast of your own. Tell us about that.
The name of the podcast is Insensitivity Training. Mm-hmm. And it's just, and I'm going to actually try to get you to be a guest on it soon.
I would be honored.
It's not too soon.
Correct.
And it's on All Things Comedy Network, as well as the Harland Highway.
That's right. We're on the same network. Well, folks, this has been Cort McCown. Cort, anything you want to say to the Pavement Pounders before you sign off?
Have you mentioned Carmel yet on this?
I have talked about Carmel, but this is about you. Is there anything Cort McCown wants to say about life, about the world? Just a closing statement?
I'm just a big fan of Caramel Corn.
Caramel Corn the Pug, my comedy special. Cort actually worked on it with me. He was opening and did a bunch of the skits and just helped coordinate the whole day.
It was so
fantastic.
Fun.
And that's, as you know from listening to the podcast, that's going to be coming up soon. We're actually editing it right now, and a lot of fun. And thank you again for helping me with it, Cort.
Buddy, I had the time of my life.
We had a good time.
I will tell you, as a fan of Harland's, we've worked together for 10 plus years.
Yeah.
That was one of the funnest nights of comedy I've ever had in my life. That was so much fun.
Yeah, we did so, as well as taping me as a pug doing stand-up. We taped a bunch of skits. Cort was with me in the green room, and we taped a bunch of skits there, and then we did some stuff at the end. So when you see the special, you'll also see Cort there. But for now, let's throw to Cort doing his stuff live on stage. Cort, thanks for being on the Harland Highway, buddy.
Thanks, Fudge.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cort McCown live.
But I'll tell you a little about myself. I'm from Oklahoma. Yeah, that place sucks. Listen, You can tell a lot about a state just by their motto. Every state in our great nation has a motto. Did you know that? Like, the greatest motto is from the smallest state, New Hampshire. Their motto, live free or fucking die. That's badass. Probably why it's such a small state, too, you know what I mean? I mean, even Arkansas, shitty state, great motto. Their motto is, people rule. I know they mean white people, but still, it's a pretty good motto. Is anyone from Jersey? Yeah, shithole. But they call Jersey the Garden State. There's not a garden in New Jersey. But you people try. You try. In Oklahoma, we don't even try. Our motto is, Oklahoma is okay. Who thought of that? Nobody from tourism thought that up. You don't see a bunch of people in line at the airport going, let's go to Oklahoma. It's okay. We need a new motto. We need one. And I thought of the greatest motto ever. And I'll tell you guys. But before I tell you, you got to realize this. Oklahoma is where the 5 civilized tribes settled. At one time, the whole state, Indian territory. Scary shit. Here's the new motto. Oklahoma! We take reservations. That's badass, people. That's badass. We'll get people there. Not Indians, but we'll get people there.
There you go. Cort McCown, Lurtle, Blurgens, and Schniglirg de Vlirgdenge. What a great guest. Great to have Cort. Please pick up his album. If you liked what you heard, there's a lot more of that on his album on iTunes, Cort McCown. And check out his podcast. And there you go. As far as I'm doing stand-up comedy, it does not start until the fall. So you can look for me around the end of September. If you go on my website, harlandwilliams.com, you will find my links to all my stand-up comedy shows. Let's see, what do we got going first? Oh my God, I think we're going all the way out to Portland, Oregon. Or Oregon, or Origami, or whatever it is. Portland, Oregon, September 21st to the 24th at Helium Comedy Club. Great club. Get your tickets at harlandwilliams.com. Then September 28th to October 1st, I'm in Chicago, the Windy City in Schaumburg. And then later in October, I'll be in Irvine, California. Then in November, I'll be in Buffalo at the Helium Comedy Club. Then I'm back down in San Jose, California. Then I go back up to Canada, to Edmonton, Alberta. Oh, my God. So all these dates, check and see if I'm in a city near you at harlandwilliams.com. While you're there, check out our store. We have wonderful merchandise for sale. We'll ship it to you. Also, you can join our premium membership for $20 a year. You get all kinds of bonus material and every episode of the Harland Highway ever recorded. $20, man. That's all it costs for all that entertainment. Also, you can write me at harlandwilliams.com. There is a contact link there if you want to send me an email, or if you'd rather leave a voice message, 323-739-4330, 323-739-4330. You can leave any message you want, and I love hearing from you. Maybe I'll put you up on the show. And that's it, man. That's all we have time for today. Get our free app on your app store, the Harland Highway Podcast. Listen to us wherever you may be, in jail, fishing, riding a unicycle, scaling a giant redwood tree. I don't know where you go or what you do, but that's why I like you. That's it. Also, bonus note, check out my buddy Michael Rosenbaum. One of my best buddies has a new podcast called Inside of You, and he just interviewed me on his podcast. That's on iTunes, Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, and cool stuff, man. So there you go. Thanks for being here, everybody, and until next time, chicken, chow mein, baby.